The journey began with a whine, a familiar complaint from 10-year-old Chihiro Ojino as her family drove through the Japanese countryside. She clung to a wilting bouquet, lamenting their move to a new town. Her father, oblivious, decided to take a shortcut down a dusty, unpaved road. It led them to a mysterious, ancient tunnel, flanked by decaying statues and a peculiar, overgrown shrine. Despite Chihiro's unease, her parents, intrigued by what seemed like an abandoned amusement park on the other side, pushed onward. Beyond the tunnel lay an eerie, deserted town, silent save for the wind. The scent of food led them to a stall laden with a magnificent, steaming feast. Chihiro's parents, overcome by hunger, began to devour the food, promising to pay later. Chihiro, however, felt a profound sense of unease. While her parents gorged themselves, she wandered, stumbling upon a magnificent bathhouse that seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy. As twilight descended, a mysterious boy named Haku appeared, his eyes urgent. He warned Chihiro that she was in a dangerous place and implored her to leave immediately. But it was too late. The sun set and the town transformed. Lanterns flickered to life, and ethereal spirits began to materialize, bustling through the streets. When Chihiro ran back to her parents, she found them grotesquely transformed into giant pigs, snorting and grunting in their stall. Terror seized her as her own body began to fade, becoming translucent. Haku reappeared, guiding her through the swirling chaos. He explained that she had crossed into the spirit world, a place ruled by the formidable witch Yubaba. To survive, Chihiro had to find work at Yubaba's bathhouse, a grand resort for gods and spirits. She had to eat food from this world to prevent herself from disappearing entirely. Haku led her across a perilous bridge, where she had to hold her breath and navigate past the giant, multi-armed gatekeeper, Enma, and the various spirits heading to the bathhouse. Inside, Haku took her to the boiler room, a chaotic, coal-stoked cavern manned by the kindly, six-limbed Kamaji. Though initially gruff, Kamaji took pity on Chihiro, offering her the help of the soot sprites and eventually enlisting the aid of Lin, a brusque but ultimately caring bathhouse worker. Lin, reluctantly at first, helped Chihiro navigate the labyrinthine corridors to Yubaba's office. There, Chihiro faced the terrifying Yubaba, a towering witch with a booming voice and an oversized head. Following Haku's instructions, Chihiro firmly demanded a job. Yubaba, bound by an ancient contract that forbade her from refusing anyone who asked for work, agreed. However, as part of the contract, Yubaba stole Chihiro's name, reducing it to a single character, Sen. She warned Sen that if she forgot her real name, she would be trapped in the spirit world forever. Sen's first days at the bathhouse were a struggle. She was assigned to the lowest tasks, cleaning the filthiest areas, ridiculed by most of the staff. Lin, despite her initial protests, became a sort of older sister, guiding Sen through the intricate workings of the bathhouse. Sen's kindness, however, began to shine through. One stormy night, she spotted a silent, cloaked spirit named No-Face standing outside in the rain. Feeling pity, she left a door ajar for him. Her true test came with the arrival of the Stink Spirit, a colossal, foul-smelling entity that clogged the bathhouse with its sludge. Only Sen was brave enough to approach it, and with the help of Kamaji, Lin, and the entire bathhouse staff, she discovered that the Stink Spirit was actually a glorious river spirit, polluted by human waste. Sen pulled a bicycle and other debris from its side, cleansing it and restoring its true form. As a reward, the river spirit bestowed upon her a small, bitter-tasting medicine ball. Yubaba and the staff, initially disgusted, were now amazed and respectful of Sen's accomplishment, as the river spirit left behind a shower of magical gold. No-Face, observing Sen's compassion and the bathhouse's obsession with gold, began to imitate the staff's greed. He manifested gold from his hand, luring workers, and then devoured them, growing larger and more monstrous with each meal. He began to demand luxurious food and attention, his voice mimicking those he had consumed. Only Sen, uninterested in his gold, remained untempted. Meanwhile, Sen discovered Haku was in grave danger. He was working as Yubaba's enforcer and had been badly injured, flying into the bathhouse in the form of a magnificent dragon, pursued by a flock of paper birds. Sen rushed to him, recognizing the danger. She learned that the paper birds were shikigami sent by Zeniba, Yubaba's twin sister, who was furious because Haku had stolen a magical golden seal from her. As Haku lay unconscious, writhing in pain, Sen remembered the medicine ball the river spirit had given her. She forced a piece of it into Haku's mouth, causing him to vomit up Zeniba's golden seal and a small, black, slug-like creature. Sen crushed the slug, breaking the spell Yubaba had placed on Haku to control him. Determined to return the stolen seal and apologize to Zeniba on Haku's behalf, Sen decided to journey to Zeniba's house. She was accompanied by a now pacified No-Face, whom she had forced to expel all his consumed greed with the rest of the medicine ball, reducing him to his quiet, original form. She also brought Yubaba's giant baby, Bo, who had been transformed into a mouse by Zeniba's magic, and the three heads, Yubaba's former enforcers, now tiny birds. Kamaji provided her with train tickets to the Swamp Bottom station, where Zeniba resided. The train ride was a melancholic journey across vast, shimmering waters, filled with silent, shadowy spirits. Upon reaching Zeniba's quaint, secluded cottage, Sen found her to be a kind, grandmotherly witch, the polar opposite of her twin sister. Zeniba explained the origins of the stolen seal, and assured Sen that the love and compassion she had shown had already broken the curse on Haku. She also revealed that the small slug Sen had crushed was the source of Yubaba's control over Haku. While at Zeniba's, Sen began to recall a faint memory from her childhood, falling into a river and being saved by an unknown force. Zeniba's words triggered the revelation. Haku was the spirit of that very river, the Kohaku River, and he had saved her life when she was younger. His full name was Nigihayame Kohakunushi. As they sat by the fire, knitting a protective hair tie for Sen, Haku, now fully recovered and in his dragon form, arrived at Zeniba's cottage to take Sen back. No-Face, having found peace and a purpose, chose to stay with Zeniba as her assistant. Bo and the three heads also returned to their original forms. On the flight back to the bathhouse, soaring above the spirit world, Sen clung to Haku. In a moment of pure clarity and heartfelt connection, she finally remembered Haku's true name, Nigihayame Kohakunushi. The utterance of his name, a memory long lost, brought tears to Haku's dragon eyes. A radiant glow enveloped him, and he transformed back into his human form, remembering his identity and purpose, now free from Yubaba's servitude. He also helped Sen remember her own full name, Chihiro Ojino, solidifying her connection to her past. Back at the bathhouse, Yubaba, furious about Bo's transformation and Haku's defiance, presented Sen with a final test. Amidst a pen of identical pigs, she demanded Chihiro identify her parents. Chihiro, now wise and perceptive, looked at the snorting swine and declared with certainty that her parents were not among them. Her intuition, honed by her experiences, was correct. Her contract with Yubaba was broken. With a final heartfelt goodbye to Lin, Kamaji, and the few spirits who had grown fond of her, Chihiro, clutching her magical hair tie from Zeniba, walked hand in hand with Haku back through the bathhouse, across the bridge, and towards the tunnel. Haku warned her never to look back, and that their paths would cross again. He promised to ensure her parents returned to normal, and that they would never remember their time in the spirit world. Chihiro, with a newfound strength and quiet confidence, walked through the tunnel, emerging into the sunny afternoon, where her parents were still waiting beside their car, perfectly human and completely oblivious to the extraordinary adventure they had just endured. The car was slightly dusty, but otherwise unchanged. Her parents only remembered a brief stop and a quick turnaround, completely unaware of their piggish transformation. As Chihiro got back into the car, she instinctively touched her hair, finding Zeniba's shimmering, protective hair tie glowing faintly, the only tangible reminder of her incredible journey, a testament to her courage, kindness, and growth. She was no longer a whining child, but a spirited young woman, forever changed by the world beyond the tunnel.